Hello all, welcome to UPSC in Focus. So we will be continuing the Article 356 Part 2. So far we have discussed what is the grounds for President's rule, what is the President's rule, and what is the parliamentary safeguards placed in place for Article 356. So under 44th Amendment Act of 1978, to extend the President's rule in a state beyond a year, it needs to satisfy two conditions. One is that there is a proclamation of national emergency already in place in the whole country or any part of the state or the whole state. The second condition is that the election commission must certify that the state assembly elections cannot be held in place for the state. So if either of these two conditions are met, then the president's rule can continue beyond 1 year. So what are the consequences of the president's rule? So president will take up the functions of the state government and powers vested in the governor or any other executive authority in the state. That means he can dismiss the chief minister and the council of minister. But to dismiss but the president only has the right to suspend the council of ministers and the legislative assembly. But if only upon conducting a floor test of the state assembly, so that it can ensure that the majority is not there for the government, then it can dissolve the state assembly. He can declare that the powers of the state legislature are to be exercised by the parliament. So whatever laws, acts are made for the state will be approved and discussed in the parliament only. So the parliament will make laws for the states, and he can take all the necessary steps, including the suspension of constitutional provisions relating to any body authority in the state. But this does not mean that the fundamental rights of the citizens are revoked or can be revoked. So there is no effect on the fundamental rights of the state, unlike the national emergency. So the state governor acts as an agent of the president and continues the rule of the president in the state. Any law made by the parliament or the president or any other specified authority that was made during the president's rule will be continued to apply even after the president's rule is revoked. But the later government can revoke using an act of the state assembly. And that does not mean that president will have the power of the state high court. That remains excluded from his power. There have been multiple judgments prevailing that ensure that this power is not misused. You can go through them. One in particular is the Bommai case of 1994. Thank you.